Time for a social experiment. What happens if I don't start the show with a bunch of rambling and I just shut my mouth and stare at my phone?
Good day. What are we going to talk about?
Good morning to you.
Paul's already checked out for vacation.
Yep.
How we're all wearing blue today.
So that's what'll happen.
But we're not
Okay,
blue.
I learned something.
We're
not
very
blue.
happy on this hump day.
We've been
super
doing that a
cold,
lot
though.
lately.
We have been. I know. We're simpatico in our color
Why do I look
palette.
so fat in this shot?
Because you're next
What
door.
about me? You get the whole
I
side.
know, I'm like, let me turn this, but then I show
Everybody scooch
my
over.
dress.
Now that's better. Zoom out.
Yes.
No camera trick.
You do a
Well
little
done, everyone.
Wide angle
filter.
on this one.
Thanks for watching the Today in AZ After Show, guys. We had a lot of good talking topics in the show today. Recreational marijuana. We had another one about a nasty note left on a Gilbert mother's car in a Walmart parking lot. But none of those stories really lent themselves
You'd
to
like to
the
yoga with?
nature of the show. Yeah.
Or what
animals
animal,
would
I
be-
should say. Not really
I mean, if you
food.
guys want to weigh in on those things, you can. But honestly, I think this topic is better for who we are. So we'll just dive right into it.
What a girl wants.
Oh.
What a girl means.
Okay,
Do
Christina
you want to sing
Aguilera.
the whole script? Because that would be even better. A new survey from bestonline.com. Anyway, new survey found
Okay.
women value faithfulness
Right.
and dependability
Okay.
most in a partner.
I like it.
What else do women want?
Case closed.
Followed by a sense of humor, the ability to listen, and a sense of style. We want to ask you, what do you value in a partner? What's that one thing that you need to have in a significant other?
Let me see. What's interesting? I feel like the sense of style, it shouldn't really be on the list, and I'll tell
Yeah.
you why.
'Cause you
Because
can
that's
fix them.
malleable. You can think, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
husband's
You can
clothes
fix
when we
them.
met, terrible. The man was a fan of the medium. But I'm like, you have to buy clothes that are in your size. Everything was a cap sleeve.
The thing is, though, the question with that is, when do you fix them? Because if you're just dating and then you
Yeah.
fix their style,
Are you listening to those
and
people? You
then
hear what she
you
just said?
break up.
When do you fix them? Like we're
Yeah,
some
you totally-
science
No,
experiment?
Your outfits, though, yeah.
Like when do you say, hey, maybe you're wearing a little
Yeah,
too big
because
or
then they're
tighter.
better
Yeah.
for the next girl.
Right.
know?
Men need help.
It's a
With
gamble. It's a
style,
gamble one
with
takes.
style
But if
and-
they're going to be seen out with you, I feel like it's worth the gamble. So what I would do is whenever gift giving time would come up, I would just say, this is a lovely jacket, but I bought you this one. So I would just eventually replace all of his stuff with stuff that's better. And he appreciated because honestly, a lot of times guys don't want to spend money on things
true.
like that. So he was like, hey, you're going to buy me, a better jacket or a better shirt or whatever. He would appreciate it. And then the other ones, I'd say, it's probably time to donate that. Give it to a worthy cause.
Men are now thinking we are secretly scheming
Oh,
behind
well,
the
you're not
scenes.
even secret.
Yeah,
You're
I'm not
out about it.
I'm not
Like,
super secret
But like,
about it.
and then why do you guys keep your underwear till like it no longer works anymore?
okay, I am super guilty of that. I have some underwear in my drawer that, like,
Don't say
basically
it.
the whole ass is blown out. Like, there's basically like a chute out back.
Chaps.
Why,
But
though?
just because they still function more or
It
less as
sounds
they're
like they
intended
don't.
to.
You're telling me they don't.
Sometimes I'll catch it where I'm like, dude, you need to throw this away. Like, those are bad.
TMI.
And then I start throwing too many away, and then you're like, I only have 6 pairs of underwear now. I need to buy
So
more
there's this
underwear.
thing called a store.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Buy new
that I
things.
will admit, some men are guilty. I get it. I know I have guy friends who they lose stuff all the time because the women in their lives just throw it away.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait,
they don't
so-
even tell them about it. They're just like, I lost this
thinning
stuff.
it out.
Apparently the wife didn't
Start
want me to have
thinning
it
it out,
anymore.
yeah.
So if you know you're gonna go on a date,
Yeah.
okay, do you make sure that you wear the good pair of
Oh,
underwear?
absolutely.
Okay.
There are actually 3 pairs of date underwear that I have just in case I haven't done laundry
limited.
lately.
You lucky ladies
There's
out there.
one in blue, one in black, and one in
what's in
silver.
store
And
for-
those are
Whoa,
the
the
date
silver.
underwear.
Who gets the silver?
I prefer the darker colors, but the silver is, it's the same style.
Gray. Is it
Somebody
silver?
save us and please write in the comments right now. Save
Silver
us.
underwear.
learned
Wait a
way
second.
too much
This
about vulgar
is some
today.
weird gender stereotyping here because I would never be able to ask you about your special
better.
date
Yeah,
underwear.
I can't.
But you can ask me and I can laugh about it.
Is this like a laminate, like is it a little maze situation? Is this tulle?
Wait, what?
The fabric. The
fabric.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know where you were going with this. It's really? Am I describing my date underwear right now?
Silky.
It's silky-ish. It's the modal Calvin Kleins. They're like
Were they on sale? Is that what you bought?
No,
them?
they weren't. They're very expensive, which is why I only have
3-pack?
3 pairs of date underwear. No, you have to buy them individually. They're like $20 a
You
pair.
chose the silver.
What's wrong with the silver
It's like a
underwear?
New Year's
That's
situation.
weird. Yeah. Why don't you go to Last
big
Chance?
reveal.
and get a better deal.
They're not shimmery. There's not glitter on them or something.
We
I feel like a disco ball.
Okay, hold on. Time out on
Studio
this.
digress.
Divorce
What was the
situation.
Time out on this. One, I am grossly underrepresented at this table. So if there are any men watching right now, you need to jump in the comment section and defend me.
Oh my God.
Two,
It's like,
I think I can speak for most men when I say I am happy to defer wardrobe decisions to the woman in my life.
Okay.
If I am dating someone who thinks I dress like an idiot, they're not wrong necessarily. I really don't know how to dress myself, nor do most men. We're just flying by the seat of our pants here, literally and figuratively. If a woman wants to take the initiative to make sure that I look a little better, even if it's just in her eyes, I am 100% fine with that. Take the keys, please, dress me, because it's one less thing I have to worry about being bad at.
He's a Ken doll. However you
But you're
want.
right. You
Except
want them to
with
look
the
good
silver
on your arm, next to you, like
do.
opening that door for you. You're like, yeah, that's my man. He's dressed nice.
Yeah, you like to encourage it.
Lee says he's looking for awesomeness and support in a partner. Gregory says trust, honesty, and support. Support's a big one. Suri wants that as well. Brian says if I had one, it would be the fact that that person chose me. That is a pretty important
Wait, listen to this. I love this. Natasha said, good in bed. Sorry, I had to. And then, wait. Then Steve replies to her, like, no kicking, snoring, or cold feet.
No starfishing and stealing the blankets.
Oh,
That's what you
man.
mean by
That's
good in bed,
great.
right? Yeah.
Good job, Steve.
Deborah's watching from the UK this morning. I guess it's not morning in the
Top of
UK.
the
What's up to
morning, top of the
Deborah? Yeah.
afternoon.
Their time and honesty. Honesty is another one that you're seeing in these comment sections
Honesty,
over and over again.
Angelica said open with emotions. That's true. You kind of want to be vulnerable. That's
Yeah.
something that I'm trying to
Now
learn a
hold
little bit.
on, because that's a double-edged sword. This is the list, by the way, of the survey from Best Life of what women really want in a relationship, in case you missed the top of the show. I think vulnerability with your emotions is dangerous in that you can only handle a limited amount of it. Some
Yeah,
guys are
don't
like too
over-
hard on
yeah,
the
don't
sleeve.
go overboard.
And I've
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
that guy. I admit it. I have been Mr. Emotional way too early in a relationship and scared the living daylights out of some poor ladies
Yeah.
before I had an understanding of like exactly how much emotional
hold back a
vulnerability is
little
good
bit.
Little
thing.
bit, yes.
Yes.
But you got to show some,
Yeah,
your
for
feelings.
sure.
What should
You're a
men be
human
looking
being.
for? This is a fun thought experiment. What should a guy be looking for in a partner, according to you three ladies?
Yeah,
Intelligence.
stay quiet.
The ability to hold a conversation.
All right.
Great communication.
This is saying a lot, I think.
I'm trying to think about this. Okay, let me ask you this though.
No,
because-
so he's going to answer my
Wait,
question.
no,
with another
yeah,
question.
kind
All
of.
right, go ahead.
So there are some men that value a successful lady.
Yeah.
Right? And then there are the other guys that are like, I don't want her to be more successful than I am.
Who says that?
I've heard a few guys. They
Why would
would
a guy-
rather, because it's easier, they said. It's just
What?
like, they're the...
And as I told you, that is not the guy for you.
Yeah, it's
Right.
2019.
That's a
I
rule out.
frankly don't care about being a breadwinner. I would love to be a stay-at-home dad. That sounds awesome.
You want to be the 7%.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yes.
This
Yes.
morning, the juicy
the
Q.
juicy question.
If I met a woman that made way more money than I did, I would love to just throw my support behind her career and do whatever I had to do to like maintain the household or work in my own profession and just not. There's no ego attached to like my paycheck. Like I honestly couldn't care less. The more money for both of us, the better. Like it seems so short-sighted to me for someone to be like, I want to make more money than the woman I'm with. Why?
I think that, so the stuff that I've heard, and because I have actually 2 handfuls of female friends that are all single, successful, and all they've heard is that like they're too dominant and they're outspoken and they have like, they share their opinions too much, and the guys would rather have the female that is
Who are
just
these
kind of like
guys?
quiet.
Outspoken is good as long as
Yeah.
it's not an ignorant form of outspoken. If you're a loudmouth and you don't know what you're talking about, I imagine that would get annoying pretty quickly.
True. Yeah. So I was just wondering, because
Why
I'm
would
like,
you wanna
all
be
my
with
friends
someone
are
who's
like
not
beautiful and
opinionated?
successful, and they're all still single, and I mean, I'm in there too.
want that.
But like, it's just crazy to me. And then they say that they go on dates with these guys, and they end up with a girl that just is a little bit.
Sometimes
quiet,
I will say, I
timid.
think that it appears to me that a lot of guys, many guys, I will not generalize, sometimes it's, maybe it's easier. They just
think
say,
so.
she's not giving me any gobs. But then you get men like my husband and some other guys that we know that are just more of they want to be challenged. They want to be like,
Yeah.
for someone who's smart and sexy
Yeah.
and successful, that's a turn on. It shouldn't be. If you're intimidated by that, I think you got to look within.
True,
Really.
yeah.
That's a good
I've
point
also
about being
heard
challenged.
it's
Go ahead.
bad because about people and cheating is that some guys also go that route because that woman's not looking into what else they're doing or questioning what they're doing because they're doing other things and they don't want them to find out. Where the other type of woman would be like, I know what you're doing and I'm going to catch you. You know, so that's been some of it too, from what I've heard.
There is something about intellectual stimulation for men too. Like I've been in a situation or two where like you get everything out in the first couple dates, and then every conversation after them is just you're just wringing a dry cloth, and you're like, oh, that's all
really
there is
nothing
to
deeper.
you. Yeah, right. Like I want someone that like is willing to come at me with like some bizarre thought that they had in their heads, like, what do you think caterpillars are thinking right before they crawl into their cocoons? Do they know they're going to turn into goo and come out as butterflies? Like, are they excited about it? And I'll be like, whoa, man, let's talk about that for a minute. You know, like I want somebody that's intellectually stimulating.
I think there has to be layers, like layers of getting to know people.
Okay, ladies, This Is Us fans who, if you love Milo Ventimiglia, I actually asked him this question.
Oh, okay.
He had, in some year been noted to be the sexiest man alive in that list that they came out with. And I said, so what do you think is sexy in a woman? And he said confidence.
Okay.
He also said a woman who like gives back to the community and contributes to the community. So it seems like very much having that confidence in yourself and self-esteem and giving.
Yeah, I like that.
For Milo.
Now I love him even more.
This might be like an Oedipus complex thing, but I think a lot of men appreciate like motherly qualities in a woman. Like, and not necessarily like in an overbearing way, but like a woman that has her crap together, like someone that is organized and someone that can run a schedule, someone that has her priorities in line. Like I think a lot of us as men grow older, like kind of miss having that from their moms. And so like replacing it in some way with a woman who is not just like all over the place upstairs and has her like life together is another really positive quality.
Don't you feel like sometimes I feel like there are two camps of guys, like the guys that want to really innately take care of someone, and then there's also the men. There are also the men who are more like, you know what? It's pretty sexy when a girl can take care of herself, and she could need me plus or minus. You know, I'm just like an added benefit to enhance the relationship, because that's where I go back to that whole like, I don't like the whole you complete me thing. I feel like you should be complete.
Yes,
somebody
yourself.
else just enhances you and makes you better, and the partnership and the union is what really makes you kind of a super couple. You shouldn't need to be completed.
I agree with that. And you know, a lot of if you listen to these like dating advice gurus on like YouTube and stuff, they say the same thing. They're like, find yourself, know who you are, and focus on yourself first, and then you'll meet someone and you guys will join together and be this great
deal. Build it,
yeah,
they will come.
There's some really good responses.
I know,
in the
I like
comment
this.
section. Michael has a very specific one. He says, gotta love the dotted line cut here tattoo on her web toes. She rocks.
What?
That's a sense of humor right there, Michael. A lot of people talking about being ethical and kind and having a sense of humor. How important is it that a guy makes you laugh?
Oh my gosh, very important to me.
Very much.
A guy that can have fun too. You want someone that'll go with the flow.
Don't take themselves too
Yeah,
seriously.
and like have fun, go out with your friends, and just have a good time.
Spontaneous,
Yeah.
adventurous, romantic.
I know. I tell people all the time. Like my husband and I will go on vacation, and I'm like, this dude, I laugh. Like we never run out of things to chat about.
Yeah.
Like we chat all the time. My mom's always like, how do you guys still chat so much? I'm like, we just never run out of stuff to talk about. And he always makes me laugh. He's hilarious. I don't think he intends to be hilarious, but I get a good laugh at him. That counts.
I think that men have to walk a line between being like cool and being like goofy. Like, because you can definitely go too far in one direction. Like I can just totally see myself like being myself and having someone tell one of her girlfriends like, no, he's a weirdo. Like you can't give too much of that away. Like you kind of do have to put on airs, especially early in a relationship.
I like Goofy a little bit though. I think Goofy's fun. I do.
Oh, I was going to say something about Paul, but we'll leave it.
Heidi says, I know I could tell you were biting your tongue pretty hard there. Heidi says, after the basics of honesty and kindness and loyalty, I look for someone who's easy. It's easy being with my husband. We enjoy the same pastimes, travel the same, enjoy each other. It's easy. And, people will tell you relationships are work, but I think the best relationships really aren't all that much work.
It shouldn't be a struggle to be with someone, hopefully. Not that kind of work. But I mean, marriage takes work, partnership takes work, raising kids takes work. Those types of things, I think, when I think people say it takes work. But hopefully, loving someone isn't a job.
Amy wants an awesome beard in a relationship.
An awesome beard?
Not just a regular beard, an awesome beard.
Awesome one.
Make sure food doesn't get stuck in that
Right.
beard. Heidi agrees with you, Rachel. She said, yes, there's no such thing as one completing the other. Whoop. Definitely need to be a whole person first before the relationship keeps moving. Before the relationship, or there will be likely be problems down the road. So she agrees with you. Sorry, I kept going up because all these people are commenting.
I
We have
know,
lots
you
of
guys
people
love
chiming
the dating
in.
commenting.
I'm just glad that there aren't more comments about the silver underwear in here. Honestly. It's a relief as I scroll down in the comment section not to see them. All right, let's take a quick break from this discussion and hit our ICYMI. In case you missed it on Today in AZ this morning, you missed some pretty cool stories.
It may be time to rethink your morning routine. It turns out people who make their beds every morning are more productive. In fact, researchers say bed makers are more satisfied with their jobs than non-bed makers. Researchers also say people who make their beds get about 2.5 hours more sleep a night. That's a lot of sleep. 2.5
Causation
hours
and correlation
more
are two different
than
things.
people who don't make their bed. I don't know, Paul.
It's a nice.
I'm a bed maker.
Yeah, no, and I am too when I'm in a good mental place. I think the state of my bed is a nice indicator for where my head's at for the week. If it's a mess, I'm a mess. Age might just be a number, but it does determine the slang you use. A new YouGov survey found which words different age groups use to say something is cool or awesome. The youngest generation uses words like dope, lit, and fire.
I think it's more fire.
Fire or hunt it. It's 100. Something's
I like
100.
hundo
Yeah.
P.
What? I don't know that one. Millennials use terms like nice and wicked. Baby boomers defer to terms like neat and superb.
100% hundo P.
Hundo P.
If you're feeling bummed out, give it time. New survey says we get more joyful as we age. People over 60 average a happiness rating of 7.2 out of 10.
That's lit.
That is lit, a hundo P. Oh, I'm not that bad.
We're having a debate about which generation
I
we all
always remember I
belong
found that graphic. I always get confused, like which generation we're in.
I know. You like, when's the cutoff?
She doesn't know when to say lit or fire or dope.
I don't. I still say
guidance.
awesome. I guess it's from the 80s. The
That's
80s
hot.
lingo. That's hot.
That's Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Far out, man.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
So what
much
do we
to unpack
say?
in that little segment? Where do you start with the bed making thing? Are you guys bed makers?
When my mental state is
Not
good,
at 3 o'clock in the morning, like in a
No,
normal
sometimes I pull the
instance.
sheets up at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, I only mess up one side of the bed, so I just like pull the sheets and the cover comforter on the
I
other
sleep
side.
like
The
a
other
dead
side's good.
person, so you can just go like that. That's it. That's how I make the
I
bed.
can't. My Chihuahua curls up in the first blankets, and so I
That's
don't
a good
sleep
excuse.
it.
You can't
Well, wait. So what I didn't get about that story was that how do you get an extra 2 hours of sleep when you make your bed?
It's not the act of making the bed that leads to more sleep.
because you're more-
Those people are more organized, etc., and so they have more regimented bedtimes. But 2.5 hours is so much.
That's
effing
a lot.
sleep. No way
Way
it's
more.
that much sleep.
Yeah, that doesn't.
I wonder if it's because it's like a fitful sleep thing. Because it would not be that fun to make your bed if you were a fitful sleeper and
That's me.
covers
It's
are
chaos when I wake up
everywhere.
in the morning. It looks
Yeah.
like a bomb went off in there.
Then maybe you're not getting as good a sleep as
I'm not. I don't sleep at all.
As someone who's sleeps.
Well, I'm always
flat.
cranky here.
Oh God.
Sorry, I'm yelling.
Because he's not wearing the silver underwear.
Hey, those are for dates only.
DJ Jazzy Pants.
And what was the other one? So sleep. Oh, what did it say about being happy?
Oh yeah, that you're happy when you get older, after 60.
After 60?
I know you can't wait that long.
Huh.
I think that's because you have like zero what's to give after 60. You're just like, I'm getting ready to retire or
Yeah.
whatever. You're just
Your kids are all
kids are out of
grown.
the house.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the formula. You're in your career or exiting your career, so you don't have to prove anything anymore.
Maybe you travel more. or
You
something
travel
when you
more, enjoy
retire.
yourself. Yeah.
If you missed the top of the show, we're having a discussion about what you're looking for in a partner. What's like the number one quality you need when looking for a mate? And I got to show some love to Stephen Conway here in the comment section, who said, I need a woman that knows the difference between there, and there.
What about two, and
Yes,
two?
all of those. Nothing grinds my gears more than somebody who doesn't understand the basic tenets of grammar and sentence structure.
What about your and
like
your?
spelling. Yes,
that one
same
drives
thing.
me nuts.
Yes.
Oh,
And then have you ever seen that when you're like on Facebook or Instagram and there's maybe a crush or someone that you have an eye on and then they mess up like that with that? And I'm like, oh.
you're entering a judgy zone there. Like, I'm judging you
hard.
pretty hard when you do that. I understand that autocorrects happen, and sometimes autocorrects get the best of all of us, but it can't be a constant thing.
Yeah, I know.
This is like elementary school stuff, people. I mean, I don't want to get on a soapbox here, but like I feel like the importance of like grammar and spelling has just fallen by the wayside with autocorrect and computers, and
Yeah.
like, it's just not as big of a deal as it used to be, and that frustrates me to no end because it's the language you speak every single day. Like you should know it.
Here's Eric's, he said stability, not turning everything into a fight without warning.
Oh yes, that's a good one too. Someone that's
Yeah.
just even keel.
Yeah.
I
Some
like that
people
one.
I feel like to pick fights because they like the makeup. Doesn't that get old after a while?
It'd be stressful.
Vanessa just had the 1,000-yard stare when you said that. You just like triggered some chain of memories in her. I wish we could replay that because she was just like, oh yeah. The breakup and makeup types. You know him very well. I could tell.
I'm glad those days are behind me.
Oh yeah.
Is that your 10-year guy? I feel like that's the 10-year guy.
God.
All right, so Layla says loving and romantically inclined, loyalty,
Layla.
understanding, being committed, supportive, being able to clearly communicate wants and needs, and able to just let go and have a good time. That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Walt says the quality he's not looking for is taking me to the cleaners in the divorce.
Oh my
Jeez.
God.
There's
What'd
some
you do,
real
Walt?
heat here. Good morning to Grandma, who's
Hi,
watching
Grandma.
this morning. Hey, I get to see her later today. Flying back to Michigan to see some family. Pretty stoked.
Oh
about
no,
that.
Missy said honesty, and that seems impossible. So I've been single and will remain so forever.
Don't give up.
Missy,
It's
Don't
not
give up.
impossible. Hang in there. I know.
William is just looking for a brain, a great personality, and looks. It seems like that should
How
be
hard
easy
is
to
that?
find, right? Looking for a little bit of everything.
Of everything.
Next time we'll have to talk about dating apps and what not to look for there on.
It seems
those
like
apps
we do
there.
this on the show every time. It always performs well, though. The people get into
Yeah.
the dating discussions.
It's a lot of fun.
Are we
So,
done?
all right, Pauls, we'll ask
wrap
you
it
as
up
the
here?
lone man here. Quick question. So,
Yeah.
if
Oh, please.
stunning, beautiful girl, so you're totally, but what is the quickest thing that will turn you off? Of a girl who is a stunner. I'm talking about like beauty queen stunning.
Like a 10, like you're like,
Yeah.
she's a dime.
Like an 11.
This is gonna sound like I'm making this up, but in some ways that is an indicator. Like people that are like too perfect looking, you could tell that they're just narcissists and they only care about like taking care of their own bodies and like, I don't know. Like, you know, in a date scenario, you're supposed to invite the other person to tell you about themselves. And so,
Right.
like, I would typically say someone that just talks about themselves constantly and not about other abstract things that's a telltale sign. But in a date situation, you're kind of prompting that sort of behavior because
Yeah.
we all have some catching
In the
up to do.
beginning.
I don't know your life, you
Right.
know what I mean? I think just someone in a date, there is no surer red flag than someone that starts talking about their ex right away.
Exes, yes.
Yeah, like that's the first thing that came into my head, so I'll roll with that. When you're talking to someone, hey Vanessa, it's nice to meet you, and you're like, oh, my ex-boyfriend Ricky just posted this, and you're just like, wait, what?
Okay.
I don't remember
Yeah.
asking
Okay.
about Ricky.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What's the first thing? Like something immediately. You've been on some speed dates where like within a couple minutes you've made your mind up about somebody. What's prompted that?
A person being rude.
Yeah.
I cannot stand a rude person when you're out in public and they're rude to other people or they're rude to
Waiters.
the waiters. Yes, like that is a no-no. Like I will.
And in the same way, this.
Yeah.
Just people staring at their. Oh, I gotta get this Instagram post up.
Yeah, like put your phone away for
Yeah.
a little while, especially when you're on a first. I call them meetups because I don't go on.
They're not even
dates.
first dates. She's recharacterized what a first date means.
You go grab a drink or a coffee first, and then if it works out, then you move on to the next phase.
And then
But-
it's what are the phases? So meet up, then first date, then what?
no, I would say lunch.
Oh, okay, sorry. Meet
Yeah,
up,
meet up,
lunch.
then
It's not even a
lunch.
date.
And then the third one is a date.
Okay,
'Cause
and
that's
then-
when they made it
then
that
what?
far. And then you just keep going on until.
And then it's an unexplored frontier. You've never made it that far. Whatever happens after that, marriage, kids, probably,
Let us
who knows?
know.
If you last 2 months, you're on a good track there.
Pretty well.
All right, guys, thanks for jumping into the discussion today. We got to run. We got a Today Show cut in to do on 12 News. We'll see you there in just a couple of minutes, and we'll be back here tomorrow for another edition of the After Show at 7:30.
Wait, Ross said if she looks like a family member, is that a no-no or is that a plus?
Oh, no, cut to black.
Ah.
Family tree goes straight up.
Oh, no.